Hello, my name is Fiona, and today I'm going to show you how to run the financial year end in Sage 50. This routine will close off the current financial year and move your accounts into the next financial year. So what does this routine do in Sage? When the routine is run, the year-end balances on your profit and loss nominal codes are transferred to the profit and loss nominal code 3200, which is in your balance sheet, your retained earnings. A journal is created in Sage to do this, and you will be able to see this on your transactions list. Current year figures on the product, customer, and supplier records are all transferred to the prior year boxes for prior year comparison reporting. Finally, your financial year start date is moved forward by 1 year. For example, instead of the 1st of January 2023, it'll be the 1st of January 2024. Before you run the year-end routine, you should ensure you post all transactions for the financial year you're closing. These could include adjustments from your accountant, month-end postings, including automatic depreciation, prepayments, accruals. If you're using opening and closing stock feature, make sure all the postings are done for this, and any other outstanding transactions for the financial year. You should print your management reports for the year before you run the financial year end. For example, your profit and loss, your balance sheet, your trial balance. So what happens when the year-end date comes, for example, 31st December, and you're not in a position to run the year-end routine in Sage 50? Well, don't worry, because Sage is transaction date based. This means you can keep up to date with things like current invoices, bank reconciliations, and even continue to run your month ends in the new year while you're finalizing your year-end accounts. And then when you're ready, you can run the year-end routine. And when you run your year-end routine, the year-end postings, they don't affect anything you've posted into your new financial year. I'll now open Sage and we'll go through the year-end routine. Okay, so we're up to tools across the top, down to period end, year end. This opens up this year end wizard. And you'll see it runs down through each of the boxes here until finally your option down the end is run your year end. So we'll start up the top. So the first thing is to check your data. You just click into that box and it will go off and check your data. And in this instance, it says there's no errors, 1 warning and 8 comments. So we're happy with that. We'll check your chart of accounts to make sure that all your nominal codes are in your chart of accounts. All nominal codes are represented in your chart of accounts. Another good news. The next thing we'll do is a backup. So it'll just hit the backup button. It'll bring up your opportunity to do your backup. You hit OK. You'll get the backup has been successful, all OK. And then we're ready to run a period archive. So we should always run a period archive, a company archive, when you're running your year-end routine. So tick that little box there and always click into the archive location. This will open up another window, which will tell you where the archive is going to be. It'll be located. It'll automatically give it a year-end 2022 description, which is what we're doing here, and an archive folder 2022. So we're happy with that. We'll hit OK. Now, you can see down the bottom right-hand side there of my data set, the current financial year is January 2022, and we're going to run the year-end to December 2022. So the year-end options down the bottom here are base next year's nominal or stock budgets on the current year actual or budget values. So if you do use budgets and stock budgets, you can tick that and it will give you some options. Okay, I'm not using those at the moment, but you'll get nominal and department budgets options there. Create nominal budgets, yes. Base the new year budgets on the current actuals, the budget figures or the forecast figures, and you get an opportunity to increase them from this year's actuals, budgets, or forecast. The same with your stock budgets, the same options. You can base them on this year's actuals or this year's budgets, but again, with an option to increase them. So we'll hit cancel on that because we're not using it at the moment, and we'll just untick it. The date to appear on the year-end journal, which is the last day of the current year, will be the 31st of December 2022. That will be the date that will appear on your year-end journal. And that's okay. Prevent new transactions from being entered before this date. So this is a lock date that it puts in, and this actually lock it unless you block people out in their user profile, but it will pop up a warning to say that the date on the transaction is outside the current financial year. Okay, so we'll automatically put in a lock date of the 1st of January 2023 because we're closing the financial year for 31st December 22. So we want the pop-up message to say everything prior to that, 1st of January 2023, to give us a pop-up notification. Okay, so down the bottom here, it just summarizes what it's going to do. It's going to change the financial year to 2023. It's going to transfer balances from all profit and loss accounts to the retained earnings. And it's going to set the profit and loss accounts to the new financial year. It's going to archive your data, and it's going to put in a lock date of the 1st of January 2023. And then we'll hit, when we're all ready, hit run year end. You are about to run your year end 1st January to December 2022. Do you want to continue? Yes. Off and done it. And now it's given me an option to look at the year-end report. We're going to hit preview here. You can also send it to a file or a printer. Okay, so now it's given me basically my year-end journal. So you can see it's produced a journal JDs and JCs, and it's given it a detailed ledger year-end. And down the very bottom, you can see the final JC journal credit is through the retained earnings 3200, and that's the full balance. So you can print that out, or you can save it in a file. The end of the financial year end. Okay. So how do we know it has run? The first indicator is down the bottom right-hand corner. Instead of January 2022, we now have January 2023. Okay, we'll go into our transactions listing and we'll sort by posted date here. And we can see sorry, I have other stuff gone in today as well. You should be able to see our ledger year end. Actually, I want to sort by transaction number because that'll definitely give me the last. No. The filter. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So now we have posted today, ledger year end, dated 31st December 2022. Okay, and there's all the transactions that we've posted. The most comprehensive, I suppose, proof that we have run the year end is to run an opening profit and loss, and that'll show that we have preview run and hit a brought forward January 2023. So before January 23, you're going to hit brought forward 23 to brought forward 23. And if everything went well, that should be 0, and it is. Okay, so your profit and loss is clear for January 2023, no brought forward figures, and that's it. Okay, so that concludes our presentation for today, and hope you enjoyed it.